God didn't need a muzzle. Scripture reading, Exodus 11. It was an unusual night and an unusual sign. It was a night that would go down in Hebrew history. An eventful evening that was to be remembered and faithfully rehearsed by future Jewish generations. Although the Israelites were slaves, things were soon to radically change. The Lord was finally on the verge of setting his people free. In a single night, they would suddenly be released from years of Egyptian bondage. The Bible reveals that previously, the Pharaoh of Egypt had been unwilling to let the people of Israel leave this land of their forced labor. Furthermore, Pharaoh had persisted in his unreasonable stubbornness with these Hebrew slaves to such a degree that his resistance could accurately be described as supernatural in nature. Indeed, the scriptures themselves state that the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he was not willing to let them go. Exodus 10:27. Most people have at least heard something about how the Lord spoke through Moses, stating that at about midnight, every firstborn son in Egypt will die, from the firstborn son of Pharaoh, who sits on the throne, to the firstborn son of the slave girl, who is at her handmill, and all the firstborn cattle as well. Exodus 11:5. But this was not the only sign through which God revealed his power. There were more. Along with this, we find that the Lord announced, "There will be loud wailing throughout Egypt, worse than there has ever been or ever will be again." Exodus 11:6. Yes, even the noise that followed this death of every firstborn would wind up being noteworthy. However, the Lord also used silence. In particular, it was the absence of some dogs barking. It was a highly abnormal night which, centuries later, continues to speak loudly about God's sovereignty. The Lord foretold, "But among the Israelites not a dog will bark at any man or animal." He then went on to state the significance of such silence. "Then you will know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel." Exodus 11:7. Yes, the Lord did it, and he didn't even need a muzzle.
You can learn more about the book that tells this true story, and others. For example, find out how dogs in Bible times were used to fulfill specific prophecies. Discover how some dogs with disabilities did some amazing things. Hear how a dog collected money for orphans. Learn about the first canine to be launched into outer space. Gain insight as to how God is using dogs in our world today, and much more. To order your copy of Devotions for Dog Lovers, go to the Rock Dove Publications website at www.rockdove.com. Again, to get your copy of Devotions for Dog Lovers, visit rockdove.com.